Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. We are at episode number 10 today, which we are very excited about. And we decided to do something different and fun, which is to record episode 10 in a brand new, different location. Now, because it's episode 10, it's going to be special. So we'll only be here for today. So enjoy the different scenery. I am Lesli Dullum Taylor. I am the host of Live Well Kids app. I'm sitting here with Kym Detwiler with Shanti Living Wellness.
Hello.
So nice to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's do a proper introduction. Thank you. Kym Detwiler is a health and nutrition educator, a yoga therapist, sound healing practitioner, Ayurveda wellness counselor, and massage therapist. It's a shame that you don't know how to do anything. Wow, that's a lot. She specializes in fascia focused and buccal, am I saying that right? Buccal face massage. I'm going to ask you more specifics about what that is because I bet they want to know as well. She integrates metabolic health, nervous system regulation, movement, and body work to support hormonal balance. That's important. Emotional release and long-term vitality. Kym guides individuals in reconnecting with their bodies, restoring balance, and supporting overall well-being. That's amazing. I'm going to give that back. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to come in and invade your beautiful space. You guys, this is just one room out of a whole studio. There's a massage room, which is gorgeous. We've got, so is this technically, are we in the sound healing space? What is this space?
This room can be, it's a makeshift room. So it can be another room for massage therapy. We've done a couple of massages in here.
Nice.
It can be a sound healing room, sound healing sanctuary, a yoga therapy space.
So it's like the all-purpose
the all-purpose
wellness room.
Yeah, and I have all my instruments in here too. So,
which I gotta tell you, so we're gonna have you play in a little bit because I think that's going to be amazing. So I know many of us have heard the term sound bath. And for those that maybe have heard the term, but they're not really sure, what is that? Do I have to take off my clothes? What is involved in that? So you're going to share with us as well as demonstrate for us today. Before we dive into so many things that you do and so many ways that you help people, we're going to do our first little segment, if you're okay with it. And that is, I'm calling this random question game.
Uh-oh.
I know, right? So intimidating. Look at these. There's nothing intimidating about this. But essentially, I've taken the best out of a whole deck. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's fun to get to know our guests. So more than just what you do and what you offer, we want to get to know you. So this is one way to do it. You're going to pick a card. Okay, pull it out. And I'm going to read it. And you're going to take, I'll read really slow. And you can take a minute to think about how you want to answer this. When have you felt most powerful? And that can go all the way back to whenever, or it could be something you did or something that happened last week. When have you felt most powerful? I think it's a great question for all of us.
Oh.
Take a minute.
Yeah, that's being a caretaker for my late husband.
Okay.
And going into the hospital to visit him.
Yeah.
And seeing the horrors of hospital.
Yeah.
And firsthand and seeing what goes on and seeing how they take care of their patients and what they feed them and all of that. Every time I'd go visit him each week, I would come in with my little orange wagon filled to the brims with food and things. Healthy food. He wasn't eating any hospital food. I prepared all of his meals.
Good for you.
And we had a little crock pot in his room.
I love that.
Heating element, and I would come and the staff would see me and they would run. And here I come with my little
Like,
he's going to eat healthy
what is
food.
this?
He's not going to eat,
Good for
drink,
you.
ensure, and
Good for
have all the
you.
junk food. And so
Right.
walking into that space, here I am with all the healthy stuff. And at one point, one of the nurses came in because I had the room decorated with lights and flowers and cars, and just, it was
Like,
really bright
this
and cheery.
situation sucks, but
Yeah.
we're gonna make
We're going to
this
make the best
space
out of it.
exactly.
Yeah. And so
Good for you.
this nurse came in and she was like, wow, I love coming into this room. It's so happy and so healing and so cheerful.
Yeah.
And that for me just felt, it was enduring, but also a powerful moment to show these people that there's more than one way to be healthy and to eat.
Absolutely. It always amazes me. I've had a couple relatives that had extended hospital stays. And I remember going in and looking at what they feed people. And I was horrified, absolutely horrified. I'm like, I wouldn't give this food to my dog.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing nutritious about it. It didn't look very tasty or appealing. Certainly not food that's going to help our body heal.
Exactly. Yeah. They feed a lot of sugar, and sugar feeds cancer. And you go into the cancer ward and there's a big bowl of candy. And
it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, but it's sort of the standard American way.
It is.
And I think we've all been conditioned that it's acceptable.
Yeah.
There's so much I want to talk to you about. There's so much I want to pick your brain about. Let's do this. We have several different segments that are just fun to do. And this week, I did not have any time to prepare any homemade food, but I've brought some food along because I know with Ayurvedic wellness comes Ayurvedic nutrition. So I want to learn more about, and I'm going to ask you that first. Tell me more about Ayurvedic wellness and specifically Ayurvedic nutrition. How is it different from just, say, plant-based eating or clean foods eating? And then I brought along some food. I can't wait to see if any of the food I brought fits in the picture of Ayurvedic wellness. Yeah, so we'll start there. Explain what Ayurvedic wellness is.
What is Ayurveda? So Ayurveda is based on a 5,000 plus year old tradition that was originated in India. And it is also can be referred to as the science of life. And my teachers have told me that it's was basically India's first medical science. And so it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living, but it follows the laws of nature. And it looks at the different components of ether, air, fire, water, and earth. And we're all made up of these elements. And we see these elements in nature. And the elements are always changing. And then we have these constitutions, vata, pitta, kapha, and we're all made up of these constitutions that are made up of these elements. And so some people can have a vata constitution or more dominant in that, and that's ether and air elements. And then the pitta is fire and water, and kapha is water and earth. And so we're all made up of these elements, and always trying to keep it in balance. And so,
isn't that the key? Is the balance? Okay, talk to me about the nutrition piece. Specifically, what because I've known about Ayurveda, but just on a scratch the surface level. So that's in part why I was so excited to come do this chat with you on the Live Well Kids Have Thrive podcast, because I know you're the expert and you're going to set me straight. How is it different from, just other healthy eating?
So when we look at an individual's constitution and what their makeup is, we also look at what the imbalance is with that individual. So we're trying to find balance with that imbalance. So for instance, if someone is more vata and their vata is out of balance, they're going to want to eat. So vata is air and ether. So that's light, airy types of foods. That person, to be in balance, is going to want to eat more warming, grounding foods.
So my brain immediately goes to like cinnamon or
warming herbs,
like turmeric.
Yeah, so those are herbs.
Am I on the right?
Those are herbs, and that can be warming and grounding.
Okay.
But for foods like
Food-wise.
warm soups, grounding, earthy foods, and usually Vata types like to go for the cold, uncooked types of foods.
Oh, interesting.
And it's just an interesting thing where it's going to be a little more balancing for them to eat something warm and something that's cooked. So Pitta types are more fiery, and a lot of times they like to go like for the spicy foods, but that's going to exasperate their fire.
Almost like putting gasoline on a fire.
So they are going to want to eat more cooling types of foods. But then we want to eat seasonally. So like right now, we're kind of in the middle of winter, and we still want to be eating warm, grounding foods. Not the best thing to be having ice cream or cold drinks, because that's going to exasperate the cold element within us.
Yes. So this is fascinating.
It's so vast, and
I know we're
only know, like, I can only talk about like this much and know this much about something that's so vast.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So now begs the question, how do you find out someone's type? How would I know which one my body gravitates towards?
There are tests that you can take. As a consultant, I have a form that the individual would fill out. You can also go online and fill out a quiz, a dosha quiz, and
so you don't need like a saliva test or my blood or
no.
Okay.
And the interesting thing too with Ayurveda is that it is such an old science, and some people call it woo woo, but I also have done a DNA
test. 5,000 years old.
Yeah,
like this we're way beyond woo woo.
Yeah.
It's just it's so fascinating because when people don't understand something, sometimes they're very quick, right? In order for the brain to just not be so confused, it's like we want to categorize. Oh, that's woo-woo.
Yeah.
But when we look at some of these modalities and sciences, and they date back 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years, for me, it's like, oh, maybe we should pay attention to that.
Right. And I've actually done a DNA test where the DNA test actually showed me what my imbalances were, and it was parallel to what Ayurveda says. So the science, the modern science of DNA testing and this Ayurveda testing, they're
like running neck and neck.
Yeah. So
okay, that just makes me go, wow. Wow. Because for anyone watching that's really more about the black and white of like, I want to see the science behind this. You've got this experience of like, wait, yeah, I did that. And it's like, it bears out the truth. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. All right, let's do this. So much more I want to know. Let's do our Good Eats segment. Okay, so we're back. We're going to do our Good Eats segment. I decided to do something different. Knowing that you are a nutritional educator, I didn't want to make anything homemade today. So what I did is I brought a few food products because I want to get your take on the label. What's in these products, right? If I look at this and I see crunchy almond flour cookies, chocolate chip, gluten-free, I think, oh, that's generally healthy than a lot of the cookies that are out there. But let's start with this guy. Go ahead. We're going to have you read a label. Tell us what is reasonably good in there and tell us what you're just like, no, thank you. And an easy way to do this is we're going to do thumbs up, thumbs down. So which ingredients are thumbs up and which ingredients are thumbs down and why? So that people that are trying to eat healthier can understand a little bit more about reading labels and how to identify, because it can be so confusing out there. What is actually good for us and what's not?
Right.
All right, so take it away.
So the ingredients here are a nut and seed flour blend with almonds, organic coconut, and flaxseed. That sounds good.
It does sound good, doesn't it?
It sounds okay.
It sounds okay.
The tapioca starch, chocolate chips. The chocolate chips have cane sugar, which is going to be better than a processed or fake sugar.
Right.
Unsweetened chocolate and cocoa butter. Organic coconut sugar, organic coconut oil, vanilla extract, sea salt, baking soda, rosemary extract. I mean, all the ingredients sound good.
Okay. Some more thumbs up?
I would say thumbs up, but again, in moderation, right? So not sitting and eating the whole box. So,
Okay.
But it's when we look at what Ayurveda recommends,
Yes.
Ayurveda doesn't recommend packaged foods. They recommend
amazing
whole foods,
that
fresh
a 5,000
from a
year
farm,
old, right?
from your garden.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So there's not. I mean, the ingredients look good, but what is the nutritional value? Like, is it going to serve your body, or
exactly?
But for a snack,
for like, you know, the
snack.
kiddos come home and they want something, maybe after school, or a special outing on a weekend or something. If you're trying to pack something to go, a few of those isn't going to hurt. It's probably going to be a lot better than a lot of the junk that's in the main section of most grocery stores.
There's no high fructose corn syrup in this, so yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to set that down for the moment.
Okay.
My personal favorite,
JoJo's,
which I do have to do in moderation.
Right.
And a lot of our prior podcast guests have been like, give me the chocolate. Give me the chocolate. So let's have you read through and give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and why.
Right. So the first ingredient is dark chocolate. That's a bonus. It's not sugar is not the first ingredient. However, sugar is the second ingredient.
Oh, dang.
Cocoa butter, sunflower, lecithin. You have to be careful with the oils because sometimes they can go rancid in our foods.
So should we be refrigerating JoJo's?
That's a good question. I don't know how long it's been packaged or on the shelf, so it's hard to say.
I can't know. You can't know.
Yeah, there's also sunflower oil too. So that's the only thing, is these oils can go rancid.
Okay.
There's dried cranberries and almonds, pistachios, and hemp protein. All of that sounds great.
Okay.
It is a little high in fat, so for those that are watching their fat intake, they would want to be really mindful. So, but I know these taste
nice
really good.
Because they're in like little bites,
little squares.
They're just little squares. Okay, last but not least.
Oh man.
I don't ever buy these, so this is my disclaimer. I rarely buy these. I was at Costco because that's where I get my JoJo's, and I saw these, and I actually saw these first, and I couldn't find my JoJo's. Okay. So if you saw me in Costco a week ago looking very like panicked, I was like, "Where's my JoJo's?"
Right.
So eventually I found them, and I was like, "Well, you know, they're in the cart, and it'll be fun to talk about with Kym."
Yeah.
And
so these are tasty. I know they are
tasty.
However,
little morsels.
You know, when you look at it, dark chocolate, yay. Acai and blueberry, yay. But it says acai and blueberry flavors.
Oh, so that could mean like...
That could be anything, right? It says gluten-free, yay. No artificial colors.
Okay.
It looks good on the package, but turn it over.
And it tastes good in the mouth.
Yes.
I mean, it's not, you know, it's not terrible. But what's the downside?
So,
I'm thinking some sugar.
It says ingredients, dark chocolate, okay, but then it says sugar chocolate. So,
sugar chocolate,
which is interesting.
That is interesting.
And then
what does that
it does
mean?
have the lecithin, the soy in it, which is interesting because it does say it's gluten-free, and that can be a little bit of an issue for some people.
Okay. So maybe folks with celiac would stay away, but if you
it says it's gluten-free, so it's an interesting thing. But then there is corn syrup.
Oh no!
And maltodextrin. And
no!
Yeah, there's just, and then we've got concentrate juice, so it's a lot of sugar.
It's a lot of sugar for like a little morsel.
Yeah, and that's why they're so good. And so it's really
of course, that's
interesting
why they're so good.
Is that a lot of these packaged foods, and we can see this in fast foods as well, have been created to crave the foods. They have put in the right amount of salt, fat, and sugar. And it
there's
keeps
even
this
a name
craving
for that, right? The bliss points.
Yeah.
Of how much of this garbage can we put in where people keep coming back for more, but they're not puking because they put so much sugar in.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
This is the world we live in. This is our country.
I know.
Good job, America.
Like,
it's just nuts.
It's designer foods
to create
designer
addiction.
Foods to create addiction. Unfortunately.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Out of this lovely collection of better, not so great, and even worse, which would you like to try today?
I'm going to go with the JoJo's.
I am telling you. Okay, so we like to do this upright because, you know, we like to get like to get fancy,
Oh,
and we
thank
like
you.
our guests to feel special. I did recently wash my hands, I promise.
Okay.
And so just to say, you know, yeah, just Cheers. Try it. Yep, and tell me what you think. Mm-hmm. And you have no nut allergies, right? Mm-hmm. I assume since you read the ingredients, you would have been like, oh no, can't do JoJo's.
Yeah, they're good.
They are delicious, right? And the thing I like about them is they're not sickening sweet, which I can't do the standard American level of sweetness. It just does not work, which I'm glad, right? It means that my palate isn't used to that level of sugar. But these just seem, you know, ideal. Yeah. But a little bit of fat is what I'm hearing. The oils, we don't know how long they've been in there. Oils can go rancid. So maybe they should go in the fridge or the freezer.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you participating in our Good Eats segment. Thank you so much. Feel free to have the rest. And if you're hungry, you know, I've got nothing super nutritious in this mix. Obviously, we're talking chocolate and cookies. So we know what was on my mind today. But I do want to dive in while you are enjoying your chocolate, and please help yourself. If you want more, I'm happy to share. Okay, so now I am really excited to find out, how the heck did you get into Ayurveda? I mean, it's not something that, you know, 4, 5, 6-year-olds are sitting around going, I want to grow up and be an Ayurveda practitioner. Right? Like, right. It's not like your typical thing. So tell us the backstory. What events in your world led up to you choosing this path?
So I've been teaching yoga for many years, over 20 years, and some say that yoga is the sister science to Ayurveda.
That makes sense.
Both of these are from India.
Yeah.
And so my studies in yoga introduced me to Ayurveda. And so I saw a video of Dr. Vasant Lad, who is a teacher from India.
Okay.
And I saw the video of him talking and this knowledge coming through him. And I just had this swirl of energy come from my heart. And I'm like, I need to meet him. He just is a beautiful human. I need to meet him. So across the water at Bastyr, he was a guest speaker there. And so I went.
That's a cool place.
For a weekend, and I got to hear him speak, and it was just fascinating. So he was born into this lineage, and he lives it, sleeps it, eats it. Like, he just does all of it.
Life.
It's his life.
Yeah.
And he is a well-renowned practitioner. And so after being in a workshop with him, like, I want to learn more. So I ended up going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and doing a week-long training with him. It was hundreds of people. It was a lot of people.
Amazing.
And I was there in that space, and I'm like, I need to do more of this. And so I ended up enrolling in the program that fall. And so had our wellness space out here.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm just going to go for a short time, and I'm going to learn, I'm going to study. And the intention was to go for 2 years, but I don't do well in the desert, in the high desert.
Oh, okay.
And so I went for a shorter time.
Okay.
And what I learned when I was out there, that the things that I was being taught, I needed a license to touch. So
that makes sense.
I completed part of the program, and then I ended up coming back here to Washington and went right into massage school. I had no breaks. I got home, and the very next day I started massage school.
So out of all this training, because my brain's sort of exploding with, it seems like this encompasses so many things. So out of everything you're learning about, I'm guessing the nutrition piece, the lifestyle, massage is the first place you wanted to go.
Well, for me to do the Ayurvedic procedures, that's what I never wanted to be, a massage therapist.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I just, but
that's honest.
I love that. I did. And it's like, well,
but that was the path
I needed
for you to
that
be able to
path
practice,
to have the license to touch, to do these Ayurvedic modalities.
Oh, that's incredible.
So it's really interesting. And then prior actually to going and studying with Dr. Ladd, I actually was enrolled in another school for a year that was here in Washington that I went to as well. So I've gone through 2 different schools and 2 different trainings and lineages.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Okay, so now you're still doing massage, right? And you're doing the sound immersion. You have workshops. Tell us about all the services here, and then we're going to have you show us.
Yeah. So it's kind of a lot. It's kind of like a
one-stop kind of
shop for wellness,
which is amazing.
But it's looking at lifestyle. It's not just a one size fits all. Right. It's like looking at an individual's constitution and what's going on with their body and their fascia. And a lot of times, fascia is holding on to emotions or stress or tension. Yes. So with the sound, the frequency, the vibration, we can help to release that. With the touch and the fascia work, we can also help to release that.
Okay, I'm a retired massage therapist. That's one of the things I've done. I never put that together. I never, like, I've done one sound bath. I think it might have been yours, which was amazing. But I never put together the effect on the body. I always just thought of a sound bath as this just beautiful, peaceful, calm experience. But I didn't put that together, that the fascia in the body that holds our organs in place would be affected by that vibration.
It can help soften.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah. And the sound bath isn't always pleasant. It can also be uncomfortable, especially if someone's playing the gong really hard, really strong, or the bowls are being striked really hard. It can. It doesn't always.
I didn't realize that.
Have to be. Doesn't have to be, or isn't always. I've gone to sound baths where it hasn't been pleasant for me, and I've had to leave. So, it's just going to depend.
So does it depend more on the practitioner and what they feel like is what they do, or what they think is beneficial?
Yeah, and so oftentimes I think less is better.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to read the room and feel the room out. One time in a sound immersion, everyone seemed comfortable and seemed to enjoy it, although I had one person and she was holding her ears the whole time, and I'm like, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
So that can happen. It doesn't always happen. But yeah, it's different and unique every time.
Okay, so tell us what else goes on in this your space. Can I just pause here and say, like, I'm interrupting myself. I have been to every room in this space, and it's like I walk in one room and I'm just like, this is beautiful. Look, like the art, the colors, it's vibrant, the energy, it's just gorgeous. Like it just feels good to be in this space, and it doesn't almost even matter what room you're in. So I just wanted you all to know. But yeah, tell us what else is happening here. So massage is happening here. Sound bath is happening here. What else?
Ayurvedic treatments, which would be warm oil massage, Shirodhara, which is warm oil on the forehead, which can be an amazing experience.
I've never had that.
It's messy, but it's a process and it's a dance, but it's an amazing experience because it really allows you to drop into yourself, and it's just very soothing, very calming for the mind. In this room, I would do yoga therapy sessions, some fascial work with the block therapy training that I've done. We've done, like I said, we've done couples massages in this room. So it's all of the things.
So how is therapeutic yoga different from when I just wake up on a Saturday morning and, I go to my local gym and I jump into a yoga class? To me, yoga is amazing. It's beneficial on so many levels, but what you do is different. And I know it's different, but tell us how.
So yoga therapy, it's a little more extensive training than the 200, 500-hour yoga teacher training. And it's more specific to the individual needs. So just like with Ayurveda, it's not a one size fits all.
Makes sense.
So someone comes in with an issue in their body, and we look at it through the lens of Ayurveda, of what their constitution makeup is, what the imbalance is. And then adding in the fascial work. So And it's less. Again, it's less is better, and it's not about doing the pretzel poses or anything like that. It's about moving in a place where you're free and functional in your body, and there's no competition with it.
Right.
It's just about freeing up the body, but it's not just the body; it's the mind, the body, the spirit.
I mean, that's the beauty of yoga.
All of it. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like it's way more individualized.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at constitution, but you're also listening to the person.
Mm-hmm.
What do they notice in their body? And then it sounds like you're working with that.
Yeah. So
am I hearing that accurately?
Yeah, it's about, because in our world we're rushing, running around, going, doing, being. So it's about coming into a place within yourself where you can find the quiet, the calm, the stillness, listen to that innate intelligence, wisdom that's within you, and be like, okay, what is my body telling me? The body is always sending us messages and signals. So here it's just, let's see if we can just find the calm and the peace and connect to what that is. And it can be, it could be an emotion, it could be, a stress. There's so many different things that it can be.
So, as a mental health professional, which is another hat I wear, my brain is going to trauma. Mm-hmm. Because so many, I mean, I think it's more rare to find someone who would say they've never had any kind of traumatic event.
Yeah.
How does therapeutic yoga work with people who've undergone any kind of trauma?
Like, the trauma can get stuck in the body, right?
Absolutely.
And get stuck in the fascia and present itself as a pain or an injury. So, sometimes working with people, emotions will come up to the surface, and a lot of times people are uncomfortable with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
But we can look at it and be like, okay, so this emotion is there. It's kind of been pushed down, but we can look at it and be like, okay, what are you trying to show me and teach me? Thank you. Now you can move on, and you don't have to hold on to it anymore. So the movement, the breath, the fascia work, all of that can help with stress and tension.
I'm just thinking of how many clients I have in my practice that I need to send to you for therapeutic yoga, right? I mean, counseling I love. I still have my private practice. But there's so many other modalities. There's so many different ways we can help people heal and recover and work through trauma. And this sounds like an amazing way.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So, Kym, it sounds like you're helping so many people in so many different ways. Give us some insight into a client that maybe came to you in a really distressed way, either physically, emotionally, and tell us what specifically you did for that client and what the outcome was.
So this was some years ago. This client came in and really stressed out.
Yeah.
And this was before I actually was a massage therapist, but she came in stressed out. Her doctor had just basically given her a death sentence and told her to get her life in order.
Oh, wow.
And so of course you're going to be stressed out when your doctor tells you that. And I could just see where she was just stressed in the upper chest. And I'm like, well, let's do some yoga therapy. Let's get you in a restorative yoga pose. And after some movement, some talking, and getting her comfortable, I put her into a restorative heart opener, and we just focused on the breath. And so
that's amazing.
It was breath. So when we get stressed out, we tend to breathe up here and not do the deep diaphragmatic breaths that the belly can initiate.
Right.
And so getting her to focus on the breath was really helpful, really beneficial. And she had a lot of pain in her body, and her one of her biggest things was that she wasn't going to be able to get into her garden and get up and down because of the issues she was having. And when I think back at what was going on with her, there was a lot of toxic overload and a lot of toxins in her body. And that's something that could have been taken care of.
Yeah. Right. I mean, detoxing is a huge part of being well.
Yeah. Yeah. And when we're full of chemicals and toxins, the body hurts and we're not functioning properly. And she also at the time wasn't interested in massage. And then I kind of talked her into getting some body work.
Okay.
And it was with my late husband at the time. And after the breath work, after getting massage and after sessions, she came in like hunched over on that initial session, and like after a few treatments, she was like skipping out of the office.
Oh my gosh.
And like she was breathing, she was moving, she was gardening, and she was feeling so much better. So that's one of the clients that really stands out.
Yeah,
just making a change just with the breath work and the mindset around that.
I could see why, because when we see those clients come in and we know it's just evident all over their body how much they're hurting, and then we intervene, right, in the modalities that and again, there's more than one that you are able to offer. It's incredible to see that level of healing and transformation happen in one person's body and mind.
Right. And I think
it's incredible.
Too, like oftentimes when we go to a medical provider, they're not really trained in nutrition.
No, they're not.
They're just trained in
no, they're not, as a matter of fact.
And from my own experience with my husband as well. And so my whole premise is to have individuals tap into their innate wisdom and knowledge. We have this wisdom and knowledge that's within us, and oftentimes we give our power away to a doctor, healthcare provider.
Yes.
And
too often, I would say.
Too much. And then they end up giving you a death sentence, and then you believe what they tell you. And then ultimately, I mean, that's what happened with my husband.
Right. And then our brain tends to believe what the authority, tells us. The authority, the expert.
Yeah.
And we stop listening to that innate wisdom.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone can tell you how long you have to live. I think that's between you and the higher source. I mean, I had read the book Dying to Be Me, and I can't think of her name right now, but she travels the world, tells her story. She was given a death sentence. She was in a coma for days.
Wow.
She saw her family coming to visit her. She left her body, saw her family coming to visit her.
So a near-death experience.
Yeah, came back. And she tells the story of how she basically died and came back. And so it's all, mental.
Yeah.
And again, tapping into that wisdom, because no one knows, only you know. So
none of us know.
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah,
with that, it's like living each day fully and having gratitude for what you have in your life.
Agree.
And I'm reminding myself right now.
Right. So. I don't ever mind those reminders. I'm very intentional about how I wake up in the morning. And for me, it's like immediate eyes open, see the dog, make sure she's still breathing because she's kind of old. And then it's like, good morning, God. Thank you that I woke up. I have breath. I have gratitude in my heart. Everything's like basically working. I can see, I can hear, I can breathe. Like, as far as I know, right? Everything's in good working order. And to just greet the day almost with the expectation of like, this is going to be a great day. Yeah. Right? Our mindset is huge in terms of our overall health.
Yeah.
It really is. Okay. We are going to jump into one of our last segments, which is essentially what's your next move? And when I ask you what's your next move, it can be personally what's your next move. It can be professionally what's your next move. Something different you're doing with the studio, maybe a new workshop you're offering. It could be anything. But what is one thing that would fall into what's your next move?
Well, I have a few things percolating.
I love that.
But I want to create a series. Right now I'm doing a fascia yoga class, but we're focusing more on fascia and breath. And that's like an hour-long class, but it doesn't seem like it's long enough. And so I want to create a workshop series that will be anywhere from 2 to 3 hours once a month, and we'll focus on different parts of the body, and then going to call it Block and Roll. So we're blocking the body with hard blocks, yoga blocks, and then we're using yoga therapy balls and rolling out the fascia that way.
Okay, A, super cute name. Not going to lie, that's adorable. B, will you let me know when you're doing this? Because I would love to come check that out.
Yeah.
And Live Well Kids Up would love to promote that. Yeah. So let us know when that is absolutely up and running. Okay, lastly, because we know getting healthier living a life of well-being, for some people can just feel overwhelming. They want to eat healthier. They want to move their body. They want to manage their stress better. But there's so much information out there. It can be so overwhelming. Right. So one of the segments we like to do in the podcast is called Just One Thing. If you could tell people just one thing they could do today to move the needle to start pursuing greater health and well-being, what would that be? Take your time. We have plenty of time.
So the one thing, well, I don't know if this counts as one thing. It's just following the 80-20. So 80% of the time being healthy, mindful and conscious. 20% of the time go have fun. If you want your coffee, you want your cocktail, then do it. You don't have to be strict and stringent all the time.
Right? It's not this like 100%, I can't eat the brownie. I always have to eat the broccoli.
Yeah.
We can still live. We're still in this world. We're still in this country. There are things we can enjoy, some dark chocolate every now and then, or like you said, a little bit of sugar every now and then, a cocktail, a mocktail, whatever. But I agree. I think that if we're 80% very intentional about how we move our body, the things we're putting in our body, the people we're allowing into our life, right? Are they healthy and safe for us? Or are we allowing, toxic people to come into our world and our life? If we're really being mindful, 80% of the time in making those great choices, we're probably going to be feeling pretty good, functioning well, and feeling good about ourselves and our life. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. We know you're on the Live Well Kitsap site because we put your promotional page there. But how else can people find you besides livewellkitsap.com? You are in the Refresh and Rejuvenate section of our 8 categories on the site. Where else? How else can people find you?
My website, Shanti Living Wellness at shantilivingwellness.com, or you can email me at shantilivingwellness@gmail.com. It's really long, but yeah, I'm also on Facebook as well.
Shanti Living Wellness.
So.
Excellent. This has been an absolute delight. I've learned so much, which is half the reason I love being the host of the Live Well Kitsap Thrive podcast, because I'm just blown away by what you're doing, how you're doing it, and the whole concept of like sound immersion, sound baths. It's not just about the calm. It's about, it really affects internally our whole body. Hello, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
The studio's great. You're located in Kingston. We will continue to promote you. And when you have workshops coming up, we'll continue to promote you. So when you have events and workshops and activities, we'll get that out in our weekly newsletter. So keep those coming. I cannot thank you enough. Keep up all the great work that you are doing. For those of you that are new to the Live Well Kitsap Thrive podcast, we super appreciate you tuning in on our special episode 10 with Kym Detwiler with Shanti Living Wellness. This is an amazing place. You're going to want to check this place out. And we just appreciate you joining us today. There are other episodes in the past that we encourage you to grab a friend or a family member, your favorite beverage, and just relax and enjoy yourself. We want to be that bright spot in your day for holistic living, holistic health, and we're bringing you so many resources available to you in Kitsap to live well. That's all we have for now. Thank you so very much once again. And our signature sign off: life is short, live it well so you can thrive. So clearly, Kym is a woman of many talents, and because of her amazing ability to heal in so many ways, she graciously is going to share some of that talent with us, and that is going to involve her playing the monochord and alchemy bowls at the same time. Enjoy.